Hey boys and girls, this is Miss Cheryl with my 3D shape video. I can never come up with some kind of original title, so sorry. So for this activity, you are going to need your modeling clay from your Horizons box. This was actually in the Crayola art kit. So hopefully you guys still have your Model Magic. You haven't opened it up and used it up for other activities or just for fun. I mean, you might have. So hopefully you have it, because this is what you're going to need. If not, if you don't have this still, you could use, if you happen to have Play-Doh at your house. I just happen to have Play-Doh because, quite frankly, I love Play-Doh and I like playing with Play-Doh. So I have Play-Doh, anything like that. We're gonna make 3D shapes is what we're doing today. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the modeling clay because that's what came in my kit. So you can go ahead. We're gonna make 5 different 3D shapes today. So we've already talked about flat shapes. So squares, circles, triangles, they are all flat shapes. They are shapes that only have 2 dimensions. Basically, they are drawn on a piece of paper. So 3D shapes, even though they can still be drawn on a piece of paper, they have to be drawn a little bit differently because they actually actually have 3 dimensions. So they have height, they have width, and they have height, width, length. I guess the 3 things. So what we're going to do is the first shape that we're going to make, it's going to make more sense as we go along. First shape we're going to make, I'm going to take the yellow. You can go ahead and open that up. I guess you don't have to take yellow, whatever color you have. But yellow is what I happen to have handy. And we have some clay. And what I'm going to do, this is actually kind of big, so I'm going to tear this in half like this. And then I'm going to have just a chunk of modeling clay. And the first 3D shape we're going to make is a sphere. And a sphere is a ball, is basically what it is. It's a ball. It has no flat sides. It's completely round. So what I'm going to do to make my sphere is I'm going to kind of squish this all together. And then I'm going to roll it in my hands. Roll. Let's do it in slow motion so you can see what I'm doing. Roll it in my hands, and here is our sphere. So some examples of spheres in the world, like your eyeball is a sphere, a baseball is a sphere, any kind of ball, basketball, baseball, soccer ball, an orange, like a fruit, is a sphere. So it's round, it has no flat sides at all. All right, so let's put that to the side. The next one that we are going to do is a cube. So I'm going to take the other half of the yellow that I took out of my container, and then I'm going to make a cube. So a cube is a box. So if you think of a box, that's what we want to do. A cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat sides, and the sides are called faces, and you'll learn that more as you get older. But so it has 6 faces, 6 flat sides, and it's a box. And for a cube, they're all the same size. So we're going to try our best. So I'm kind of squishing this down between my fingers this way, and then as I'm doing it, I'm going to take my fingers and try to squeeze it this way and make it into the best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is mostly fun. We're just practicing, just trying to make some shapes. And mine's a little wonky. However, here we go. So it's a cube. So a cube, like I said, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flat sides. They're all the same size. And it's a box. So at your house, it might be, my goodness, what would I have as a cube at my house? A Rubik's Cube. I know I have one of those around here somewhere. A Rubik's Cube would be maybe some kind of food box that you might have in your pantry or in your closet in the kitchen. Might have might be cube shaped, might be box shaped. A shoe box. No, a shoe box isn't really a rectangle though. So cube block. All right. All right, so that was my 2 yellows. I'm going to throw my yellow in the trash. I'm going to grab, I don't know, red. It doesn't matter what color you're using if you've already used some other colors. But let's make our next shape. So let's go ahead and open this up. Take out our red, kind of pinkish, reddish pinkish clay. Again, I'm going to take this in half, so it's more than enough to make 2 3D shapes. All right, so the next 3D shape we're going to make is a cylinder. So a cylinder is kind of like a cube and a sphere smushed together because it does have 2 flat sides, and then in the center it's round. So it's kind of like if you are making a snake. I'm sure you guys have taken Play-Doh before and kind of rolled it and made a snake. So like that, but then the edges, ends, sides are flat. Look at it like that. And this is called, again, it's called a cylinder. So a cylinder at your house, first thing that pops to my mind are cans. So cans of soup, cans of beans, cans of vegetables, cans of broth. I don't know, whatever you have cans of. A can is definitely a cylinder. Coffee containers, the coffee canisters, they're cylinders. Right. So 2 flat sides that are circle shaped, and then in the center it's round. So sphere has no flat sides, cube has 6 flat sides, and this is the cylinder. It has 2 flat sides. Cylinder. All right. Next is a cone. So a cone, this should be fun. A cone is like an ice cream cone. So think about ice cream cone. I had ice cream from Brewster's yesterday. It was delicious. So a cone is kind of like a triangle and a circle mixed together. So I'm going to kind of try to make the bottom pointy. And then the top is going to be flat. So a cone has 1 flat side. And then the other side is, like I said, it's roundish, but it's like a triangle. It comes to a point. Just try your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just practicing our shapes. So this 3D shape, again, is a cone, like an ice cream cone. It also reminds me of a party hat, like a birthday hat, or a witch's hat, I don't know. A traffic, well, actually they're called traffic cones. The orange traffic cones. You probably saw those at one of my earlier videos. Miss Fracassi, Miss Cheryl, had traffic cones down at the bottom of her driveway because they were working on her road. I don't know if you remember that from way back then, but here. Cone. So cone has 1 flat side, and then the rest of it comes up to a point. Cone. Oops. Cone. All right, and the last shape we're going to talk about is, so we've done sphere, no flat sides, cube, 6 flat sides, cylinder, 2 flat sides, cone, 1 flat side. And the last one we're going to do, I'm going to open up my blue. We're going to make a rectangular prism. So rectangular prism is similar to, why does this not want to open? Similar to a cube, but it's like the cube's big brother. It's longer. It's longer than a cube. Oh, this clay is sticking all over the place. Ooh. All right, so I got my blue, and I think I might just use all of this because the rectangular prism is pretty big. So I'm going to take this, and it's kind of already in the shape that it needs to be. But what I'm going to do is make it flat. So a rectangular prism is very similar to the cube, but it's longer because it has rectangles. So it has 4 rectangular sides. Oh, we have to press it on the table. 4 rectangular sides and 2 square sides. So it's still 6 sides altogether, so it's still a box shape. But what I did was I pressed this on the desk, pressed it, and made the sides flat. Just to give you an idea what I'm doing over here. It's hard to see. So 4 rectangular sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 squares. Still 6 flat sides. And this is called a rectangular prism. This is like the shoebox. It could be also, I made lasagna for dinner yesterday. This reminds me of the lasagna box. It could be a book. You see my books up on my bookshelf. Books are rectangular prisms for sure. So there we go. All right, so just to review, before we wrap this up, we have a rectangular prism, which is the big brother to the cube. We have a sphere, which has no flat sides at all. We have a cylinder, which has 2 flat sides. And we have a cone, which has 1 flat side, and I'm determined to make the top fall. So there we go. All right, you can rewind, take your time, make your shapes, and then, oh, I stuck together. What we're going to do is we're going to go on a scavenger hunt in my other video and see if we can find some of these shapes around the house. So I've given you some hints already. So if you missed out on what my hints were, go ahead and go back and watch the video again. And then on our next video, we're going to go around and see if we can find some of these shapes in our environment. So until next time, this is Miss Cheryl. I'll see you soon.